Hello and welcome to some more Star Citizen. Con42 is a massive player-run fanfest that was recently held in Frankfurt and a lot of CIG devs turned up. There is an 8-hour VOD on Twitch of the whole event. If you wish to go and watch that, I will link it down below. But there were various panels from HCS Voicebacks, Brian Chambers, Atmo Esports, and a great dev Q&A, which we are going to be focusing on here, giving you a summary of the tangible development information and answers that the devs gave us. So, in regards to ships, how many more ships will there be? The devs said there are going to be many more new ships, and they are the heart and soul of the game. They're not going to stop making them. When will we see bigger ships and capital ships in player hands? Once the resource management system is completed, that allows for engineering and multi-crew, and these large ships can be brought into the game with that gameplay. It makes sense that they want to get that system in place before they then release any more large or massive ships. When are we going to see more weapon and item diversity and balance? They've been doing a lot of component, weapon, and item balance for Squadron 42, and they want to move that over to the persistent universe when appropriately refined. However, balance is going to continue changing over the development of the project, so you're going to see lots of balance passes, lots of balance updates sort of happening throughout the game's existence. Ship armor plating. Is this going to be a thing, and when? It's still a while out. Yes, it'll be a thing, it looks like. They've got some stuff prototyped for the Gladius. Will we suffocate if a fire isn't put out on our ship? Potentially, yes, if it's in your ship anyway. As oxygen gets consumed at a faster rate than the life support system can keep up with, that would then cause you to eventually suffocate. Air, atmosphere, life support, fuel, whatever, will be a commodity in the future as well that you can purchase, it looks like. Planets and points of interest. Will we be able to affect the surface of planets and build things like roads or tunnels? So that's not currently the goal, but in the future, that is a possibility. Cloud Imperium have previously talked about, obviously, base building and the ability to potentially change the topsoil on an area so that you can farm there. When are we going to see the Arran Halo in-game? So this is the giant asteroid field with Crusader security sort of like gates and checkpoints along it. Pyro has apparently taken priority currently, but we should see it in the future in the Stanton system. I mean, we sort of have a big asteroid field there now, but they sort of want to evolve that so it's, you know, a proper point of interest where lots of stuff happens, and they've got those big Crusader gates there. Will we have building and survival sort of in the style of other games like The Forest or Rust, chopping down a tree and building a shelter and a fire? Probably not, though tents and other survival mechanics might be added in the future though. Obviously there is light survival in Star Citizen, but they're not chucking you on a planet and then expecting you to Minecraft your way to the stars. Roads, when are they going to turn up? So they're using the river tool to kickstart building roads, but there's no current timeline on when we're going to see that in game, and we're going to obviously see roads connecting points of interest and stuff, but we don't know when. We'll be able to land on hero buildings like the big one at Hurston, that sort of stuff. So these are actually typically bespoke buildings, so unless they've already got sort of landing pads on them, then no, not at the moment. They might build some other buildings specifically to be landed on in the future. Lots of little buildings, and the landing zones around those areas, they're going to have various areas to land at and to do stuff at. But if they wanted you to be able to land on sort of like the big building at Microtech where you spawn, the sort of apartment buildings there, or at the big Hurston sort of headquarters, then they would need to rebuild part of that or sort of overhaul it. So just bear that in mind. Missions and features. Are there any salvage and mining updates you can talk about? Things like mining and salvage, they want you to be able to work with like cargo ships so that you can be more efficient and then split your profits. So you could sort of mine and salvage loads and then drop that for a cargo ship, and then bam, they go off and sell it for you. You can salvage components from ships in 3.19 using the tractor beam tool, but this adds a level of loot generation complexity as wrecks and salvage ships are basically then loot boxes. Also, there might be interesting cargo in a ship's hold. I believe you can sort of, with the components, you can actually plug them into your ships as well. Mining containers from the Prospector and Mole might be able to be detachable in 3.19. They are working on it. You could then have a buddy in a cargo ship come and pick these up. Attaching these containers to different mining ships should also work. Will we have different types of hull scraping tools? There's currently no need for this, so Not at the moment. Will there be trade and hauling missions? They're not currently being worked on specifically, but Alpha 3.19 will have a mining update and see commodity prices change and be overhauled there. Some cargo and economic questions were asked beyond that. You are going to be able to clean stolen or hot goods and then sell them at full price, or I think there's going to be time and effort involved with that. So I believe you also will be able to fence them for a much smaller price. Players will also be able to buy empty boxes and cargo containers and then put some cargo in them. So you'll be able to get one specifically for different types of cargo as well, for like weapons or explosives or whatever. But you'll also be able to get them for like general cargo and commodities. Cargo containers like this will be nameable too for better inventory and cargo management. AI and NPC crew. Will AI pilots be able to fly us anywhere we want? We're about to go, bam, fly us over here. They don't want NPC pilots to be able to fully control a ship and just take you wherever you want to go really easy. It's not supposed to be a real-time strategy game. They want players to be involved in the command and drive of their ships. They want you to be able to communicate and direct buddies in your fleet. They don't want AI to do everything for the player, basically. Removing player agency takes away from players actually enjoying and playing the game, and they want a lot of stuff for players to do and need to do on their ships. When could we get a fully AI remote controlled by the player ship, though? So they don't actually want this. They don't want players to be able to fully remote control ships from a distance. So if you're in a bar, they don't want you to be able to send your fleet out, just AI fleet, to be able to go and do things. However, they do want you to be able to organize and direct a load of player ships in a fleet. Those ships could have AI crew members on, but there aren't plans for you to be able to have a full AI fleet with you. They have previously talked about potentially having a wingman and like some AI assets with you. I'm not sure if that's going to be a thing. Will you be able to have single man sort of NPC ships accompanying you? I would expect so, but that's not confirmed anymore. At least not in the persistent universe. Some more minor answers. Will Star Citizen change engine? No, they've been retooling the Lumberyard engine to suit their needs, and obviously they've been evolving that. They avoided a question on parachutes and surviving ejection and crashing on planets. We know that that's something that they want to do. They want to have a way of surviving ejecting on planets, but who knows what. Org features and tools are needed, but there are no dates for improvements there. They do want to improve the friends list, though. You're going to be able to hide things on the UI, like friendly markers and that sort of jazz in the future. Really important, really awesome stuff. We have no idea when it's coming. They want a quick and easy loadout or outfit change button, or a way of quickly being able to change outfits and loadouts. That's going to be a thing in the future. ChatGPT is interesting tech, but there are no plans to integrate it or add it to Star Citizen in any way. Dolby Atmos will be supported in the future. And boom, that's it for your Con42 dev panel summary. Con42 and BeatCon or Beacon are both awesome player-run events, as is BritisonCon, which we need to get started again, I think. But I'm really interested to know your thoughts on this. Did you attend Con42? What did you think? Did you watch the full 8-hour stream, you monster? Are you excited by some of the stuff that the devs talked about there? Like actually having some more weapon and item diversity turning up in game, and once they've got the sort of resource management system hopefully integrated, maybe starting this later this year, we'll start then seeing bigger and capital ships turn up. Are you keenly awaiting Alpha 3.19 and Fleet Week? What would you like the AI or your NPC crew to be able to do for you? Whatever your thoughts, I'd love to hear from you in the comments below. Little Nord Riding Hood was on her way to Grandma's house. Upon arriving at her house, she called, "Grandma, are you home?" "Yes, dear. I'm on my laptop in bed." Upon seeing her grandma, she exclaimed, "Oh, Grandma, what long fingers you have." "Oh, the better to browse the internet, my dear." "Oh, Grandma, what powerful VPN protection you have." "Oh, the better to browse safely, my dear." "Oh, Grandma, what big eyes you have." "Oh, the better to enjoy my greater access to the sites I want to visit, my dear." "But seriously, get NordVPN or I will eat you." The moral of this story is that there are some great deals on NordVPN, and using it can improve your internet privacy, safety, and give you more access to the content you want to see. Get it from the links below. Every month we have a ship giveaway for April 2023. It's for a Drake Vulture, the light salvage ship This will enable you to take to the stars, find wrecks and strip them, as well as craft some useful items with its onboard dispensary. It comes with lifetime insurance and a Star Citizen game package as well. All you need to get into the game, and all you have to do to be in for a chance of winning that, is comment on any of my videos made during April. Also, please bear in mind that there are scammers about in YouTube. If you see in the comments below someone trying to get you to go onto Telegram, or someone not using my main account, which is the account I'm making videos on now, then they are a scammer pretending to be me or someone else, and just be safe on YouTube's. If you would like to further support the channel, please consider subscribing. You can become a Patreon, you can use the YouTube join button as well. That goes an extra mile to help support us and enables us to produce Star Citizen content every day. And that's down to you guys helping support us, so genuinely, thank you from the bottom of my little BoredGamer heart.